Is this a bad outing, or was it just a team that's finally who we thought they possibly were at the start of the season before they got injury riddled at quarterback, and they lost an OC last year to Penn State. KU played well. They've been playing well. I think it's the first unranked opponent ever to beat 3 ranked opponents in a row. Bad outing on a neutral ground, or was it this a KU team that's just playing at a high clip?
Both. I mean, Kansas is – I'm not going to sit here and act like just because CU got beat, they played bad, and Kansas got lucky. Kansas didn't get lucky. Kansas beat the shit out of CU up front bad, and we couldn't tackle anybody. And you would think that looking at Shador's numbers and Travis going for 2 tutties that – it would be the score would be flipped, right? Because I mean, that's just what it is.
That's what's been happening.
They dominated time of possession. They had the ball for 41 minutes. CU only had it for 19. CU couldn't even try and run the ball because they were behind early, and Shador had to consistently, march them. And having the ball for 19 minutes too, it's a daunting task when you only have the ball for 19
right?
minutes.
Demoralizer.
Yeah, I mean, as a quarterback and a quarterback coach and a head coach, you have the ball for 19 minutes, you're in trouble. So Kansas and Neal's maybe the best back in the country. That kid is a bruiser. He's going to play on Sundays. Their scheme was smart. They came out and hammered us. CU, that is. They did it to 3 straight ranked teams. They're just in the fuck your season mode right now at Kansas. And it makes you wonder how they lost 6 games the way they did, because they're an exceptionally good football team. I think that they win this week and they go to a bowl game. They probably win the bowl game and finish 7-6 on the road that they're on, and good for them. Look, it was a humbling moment that was needed. Now I'm gonna play, the good and the bad here, because from a bird's eye view, I think that Colorado will handily take care of Oklahoma State, who's winless in conference on Saturday. Oklahoma State's a bad football team. Colorado has a lot to play for. That doesn't mean we're going to get into the Big 12 title. We need help. We'll see what happens there. You can't control it. All you can control is the game. You tell me at the beginning of the year we're going to finish 9-3, have a huge turnaround, finish ranked, go to the Alamo Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, or something of that nature, win the Heisman as a program with Travis Hunter, and have the first and second pick in the draft come off the board the first time since like 1984 that happens, potentially. And, you're going to flip 5-star recruits in Juju Lewis, who's now a buff, and the future's bright. They're probably going to flip that Carday Smith kid. They're on Michael Collins, 5-star guard from IMG's radar. They like him a lot. Like, they're recruiting their asses off. I'd take that. So, especially with the entire world picking against them the way that they did at the beginning of the year. Now, Saturday was ugly. Saturday was a beat-up game. They got absolutely dominated. And not only that, but Kansas, I just want to reiterate this. I'm nasty. I played dirty. I love edge football.
You like that
hit
game.
On Shador was the dirtiest shit I've seen ever, maybe. I mean, that, and honestly, the fact that the Colorado offensive line didn't go fist fight that guy also makes me angry.
I was going to ask you that.
Like, that really pisses me off, but it's what's going on in the game. You can't fight. I get all that, but at least in their face or something, instead of just consoling Shador, who obviously got cheap-shotted, like, go find the dude that did it and do the same to him. That needs – I'm not sitting here saying that retaliation is the key, but in that circumstance, retaliation was needed. And you can't sit here and tell me, unless you're biased and you really hate Shador Sanders deeply, that wasn't the fucking biggest cheap shot ever. That was a dirty ass.
I thought it was
It was a criminal fucking hit, bro. That was so terrible.
Because here's
the thing. Threw the fucking flag. These goddamn refs throw the flag and then pick it up and tell us that it's not pass or roughing the passer. It was egregious what happened.
Here's the issue that I saw with Steve, and I'm sitting here watching it. If he's planted with his left foot in the ground and he gets hit like that, he's done. His career's probably over.
I mean, there would be a terrible leg break if that happened. So the fact that he lifts his foot up is the only thing that saves him. I personally, dog, being a huge Colorado Buff supporter, obviously, and an alum, and doing a show about him damn near every day with my man Bailey, and we're on at 1 o'clock today again. Playing there and shit.
Jesus.
I think Shador is the toughest son of a bitch walking at quarterback. He takes so many shots and gets up and just goes and performs. He played his balls off in this game. He doesn't play defensive line or defense, so he can't tackle anyone. That's Shiloh's job. Shiloh, I love Shiloh. I think he's a great kid. He plays hard. He's an older senior, right? He's been in college football for 6 years or so.
He looks it too, huh?
I'm not saying he's not an NFL player because I'm not sitting here trying to criticize everything, but I don't know, dog. Against two NFL backs in Kansas State and Kansas, he's really looked pedestrian at times, but also at times he looks great. So I'll let somebody else chop that up. I'm pretty disappointed in what I saw on defense. I'm trying to rack the positives, and there's a lot. Travis Hunter's definitely going to win the Heisman. He had another great game. I think that the potential for Colorado moving forward, even with losing these guys to the draft, they're going to be an extremely good program in the Big 12 for years to come, which may be a shitty conference, but that's the conference you're in, so go play your schedule. I'm encouraged about the growth of the team from a season perspective, and the season's not over. You have a chance to go 9-3, and if Arizona State loses to their rival and Iowa State gets beat by Kansas State, which I think will happen anyway, then you're playing for the Big 12 title in Dallas, and this loss is forgotten. But it's devastating from a perspective of season goals, but to think that the season's over is ridiculous, and they have a lot to play for still, and I'm damn proud to be a fucking Buff, bro. Like, you tell me at the beginning of the year that this is where we're going to be going into Thanksgiving after the fucking 20-year just shit show that we've seen, with the exception of 2016. I'm taking that. I mean, it's just what it is.
As you should. Let's